Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Peace and love, and welcome to a new week of Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass, right here on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a Vibe is actually Pulse's first and only music-dedicated radio show, and you're used to me playing certain intro music, but today's guest, I thought would play, his music. And obviously, I want to shout out all the singers, songwriters, music enthusiasts, artists that came through. We are actually on episode number 47. 47 episodes, man, oh man, which is just amazing. Today's artist, he is actually a musical composer. He's an artist based here in the UAE, originally from Jordan, but actually lived and studied in the United States. He's a self-taught drummer, a percussionist, passionate about exploring new rhythms and melodies. This is his production, by the way, that you can hear in the background, which is real incredible. Now, usually there's definitely a personal story between me and my guest most of the time. And the personal story is this. This brother, first of all, I saw him play the handpan, which is an instrument that we all love, but maybe not understand a lot, but it's beautiful sound. And I was like, whoa. He took me. I remember the first time I heard him play, I was not having a good time in terms of like what's going on in my life. And then when I heard him, I was like, whoa, he made me forget everything that is bad. And I think this is what the essence of an artist is. I'm so happy and honored to welcome on the show Kdun Albaz. We're going to say salam alaikum, man. How are you?
Hello, salam.
How are you, sir? I'm good.
Great.
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Like I said, I've known you since I ever made it here, like about 5.5, 6 years ago. And mashallah alaik, it's incredible. I want to start with the beginning, early on. How is your story with music? Like, how did you fall in love with music, and why did you pick like the handpan? I know that you drum, you're a percussionist, but tell me about your introduction to music generally.
First, thanks for having me here.
Bless you.
Really appreciate it. And music, it's a journey. I always say, like, when you need something in life and you really focus on, the most important to have this patience, and discipline, because discipline is really, really important to the person when you really want something and you believe on it. As you believe on it, life is beautiful.
Facts.
And just you need to keep going, It will come a time for everything you do. So.
But what was the spark for you? Like, how old were you when you first started? Okay, well, I like music. I want to begin drum. I want to learn percussion. I want to get into it.
Actually, we have it kind of in the family. Like,
nice.
My brother used to be like a DJing. I was a kid, and then it's like I'm the youngest in the family.
Okay.
So we like different 8 years. So I saw him DJing sometimes. Oh yeah, you just grow up with Michael Jackson, Nirvana, this kind of vibes, and then it's just you're hearing the music and dance, and then you said, oh, I want to learn more. You're trying to see what's fit your emotions first. So I just felt. First the piano and the guitar, and then I end up with the drums.
Wow, so you started piano. I didn't know that. You started the piano, the guitar,
and
then the drums.
But guess what? Actually, self-learning. So that's how I start first.
All self-taught.
And then after that, it's like, okay, I have to get more information about these instruments and how to learn. Then I went to some courses, etc. Then till I reached the point I know about notes, and then I know about the music a bit. Of course, the family part always like, it's not the main.
Yeah, but, I know they would probably tell you it's a hobby. It's not something that you can live. You had this conversation with the family.
Exactly.
Man, I think that goes on for every single family, but especially if you're Arab, you guys, you have that discussion.
Yeah.
People who are watching, obviously, can see that there's an instrument next to you.
Yeah.
Explain to me, obviously, this is the handpan.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me more about it. And actually, before you do that, I want to know, how did you get into it? What sparked you in this instrument? Why this instrument? What was it?
Actually, that's really good questions. Handpan, because as I said, I was learning music. So drums, it was my favorite. And then I worked with a lot of big bands, and then trying a lot of different things.
Okay.
When then, YouTube, you're just watching some artists, learning, discover different things. And then I saw this cross one of the videos. It's like, oh, what is this? And it sounds really good.
It does.
I didn't know how to I don't know what's the name of this instrument. I don't know how to reach out. It's like, okay, how make a research.
Yeah.
2007, and I cannot find actually this instrument because I don't know what it's called. And then
And we can hear a little bit in the background, right?
yes,
This is a little bit of obviously Kdun Albaz. This is his own production, you guys. But for you to understand, if you're just listening, this is him playing it. And if you're watching right now, you can actually see it. But okay, so, which is interesting, subhanAllah, you didn't know, you just liked the sound of it, and you started researching.
And then after that, I found out it's like, oh, this instrument's something special. And then I was like, how can I get one? Which is it's really hard to find out how.
Where were you? Were like in Jordan, UAE, or the US? When you
Actually, I was traveling between Jordan and the US.
Okay.
And then this is how it's just coming in my mind. I tried to search in the US, I cannot find it. In Jordan, of course, I cannot find it. And then I was trying to go around, like, okay, maybe in Middle East. And
Did you know at this time it's called the handpan or not? Well,
some people, they call it hang drum.
hang drum?
Hang. Like you
hang
hang
drum.
it. Because
Interesting. I never heard the term hang drum.
so handpan sounds like a hand pan.
Correct.
Hang as like you hang drum.
صح.
Because it's a part of a percussions actually.
Correct.
So this is how people call
So
the
so
sound.
so yeah, interesting. So excuse my ignorance right here. Is it under which category? This instrument, is it under the drummer category or percussion?
Percussion.
Percussion.
Percussion, yeah.
Interesting.
Under the percussions, yeah. And when I found one for sale, it was from like, I have no who's doing this actually, or who's the productions, or who's the distributor of the instrument. And then I said, okay, I want to order one. He said after 6 months.
Yes, I think.
And then it's like, okay, and I have to pay full amount. It's like, how much the full amount? It's like, imagine, it's like that time it was almost reached around $2,000
What?
to $3,000.
Wow.
And I have no clue where this money going. It's like, okay. And then you need it. So it's like, you know, you just want this instrument. I don't know how. You feel blind. I want to pay. I just want to wait.
SubhanAllah.
And then, yeah, I
But
actually...
Kdun, quick question here. What was it about this sound that attracted you?
Yes, man, this is how I wanted to explain. Because after that, I make this process, the orders. Like, I want this instrument. I went more deep just for researching and hearing the sounds. And then I'm getting more and more into it. I felt already I'm playing the instrument before it to be arrived to me. And then it's like, okay, the sound is, I felt that harmonies, like connecting. Sometimes I feel like a harp, and then sounds make you connecting to the nature more.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like, you know, when you have a lot of pain in your life, or you have sometimes something you think a lot about, or stress, so you feel it really relieves.
Facts. And to push you with that, when I met you, I was going through a tough time. I was not doing well. And I heard this, and it was some sort of I wouldn't say like a therapy 100%, but it was like, it was healing in a way. It made me forget, and the sound of it. So I can't explain it, but I'm pretty sure you can explain it maybe better. What's the science behind, like even right now, if you can play something, I'm going to put your microphone on. If you just play anything right now, like whatever it is.
Right. So
Like nothing into but just for people who are listening right now to understand the sound.
So sound as an acoustic, this one sounds like I'm going to play something, and just to have a listen how it sounds like.
Okay.
We have actually low note, mid note, and high note. So I'm going to play now the low note, which is... And then we have a mid note, high note. So basically now we put the harmony between the low, mid, and high. So it's going to give you something connecting to the heart or connecting to the body sometimes. And then this is how for each person feel, you know. It could be feeling you happy, feeling you sad, or feeling you stress relieves. It depends. So I'm going to play something just like a few seconds just to feel.
Sure.
So an example is going to be like this sound. So this is kind of something.
You know, yeah, I'm sure you heard this before, but it's more like a musical journey, like what you're doing, like in everything that you do. It's like a journey. Like now when you did that, wow. We're going to take a short break, but then we're going to be right back. But before we do, this instrument, and you obviously started with the piano, guitar, drums, but then you stuck on this.
Yes.
Okay, so if I would tell you, okay, give me some sort of a statement, why this? What's the main thing? Is it because you're connected more to your heart?
Actually, yes. First, connect to me, to my heart, and then I felt the life we're living these days with the technology and everything. So you feel like you need something to be out of this technology. But I played it in the way between the nature and the technology together.
Wow.
So it's to be like to feel a part of the past and the future. It's
Love that.
kind of place.
And one of the cool thing about Kdun Albaz is actually he has his own music as well. We're actually going to play Follow Me right now. This is his own, obviously, music. We're going to talk more about his original. He has 2 albums already out. So if you can put on Spotify or on Rami, whatever it is, Kdun Albaz, KDUN space Albaz, you actually find his music, and this is one of them. Let's hear all of it right now. This is Follow Me. We got Kdun Albaz, who's a handpan artist, incredible human being as well, which is scratching the surface. Enjoy this. Keep it locked. It's Pulse 95 Radio.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95. Pulse.
Only on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a vibe, ladies and gentlemen. We are with Kdun Albaz. Man, and this is his production in the background. I want you to listen to it for a few seconds. Beautiful. Kdun, this has a oud. I hear oud. Kdun is a handpan artist, a composer, and again, you feel that you think maybe that something like that wouldn't have a market, or I'm sure he has his challenges, but nothing stopped him. He's still releasing music. He's still performing live. And he's still impacting. And this is the instrument, you guys. The handpan instrument. Or as he called it, what is it called? The hang drum? The hang drum. Kdun, I want to say thank you again for, obviously joining us right here. Episode number 47. Man. I think the question that comes, I don't want you to get closer to the mic a little bit.
Yes.
The question that comes to everybody's mind right now is, how long did it take you to kind of practice? Because I kid you not, you guys, I tried to play with it, or like just, it didn't come out like this, just boof. So he was talking to me about there's a certain touch. So tell me about the challenges you faced as Kdun early on. Like, how did you get into it? Like, what was the challenge early on?
Yes, actually, when the instruments arrived first to me, it's like, I felt it like a big gift, just watching maybe the first 5 minutes. It's like, okay, how can I
You're
start?
just watching it.
Watching it, I don't know what I need to do, it's like, okay. And then I start just play around, as we say, just trying different notes to understand the harmonies, the sounds, how it works. And then slowly, of course, we get it. And then as practicing music in general, drums, percussions, and we're practicing guitar and the piano. So for you, it's going to be a bit easier when you're having the backgrounds. Just you need to learn how's the touch and the muscles.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. Like, people who play guitar, they say sometimes their nails or fingers get... Yeah. With this one, is there anything painful when you...
No, actually, it's a bit not really painful, but imagine it's like nitrated metal.
Yeah.
So it's a bit if you're not used to, but in the beginning, like a percussion. So when you play before, so it's gonna be easier.
Yeah.
If not, it will be a bit, but not really like percussion.
Are there different types of handpan, or there's only one type?
Actually, start to come some generations now.
Nice.
But this is the main. It's this one. This is the hand pan, and then it comes some
different sizes
and sound. But it's not as a hand pan. Different names. I'm not really know exact name.
Okay.
I don't know what. But now they have a digital one already started.
What?
Digital hand pan. Actually, I have an order, so it's coming maybe next year.
A digital hand pan. What?
Yeah, I told you, Handpan, do an order, always take you a year to receive something. Kind of customize and take time and all of that.
Okay.
But about the quality, our productions look really good. So, but the thing is about the acoustic handpan.
Yes.
It's like when you play it, it's about the harmony sound. So, each part, as I said, need to be a touch. And that touch which is give you, it's like the sound.
100%. You've performed in a lot of places, a lot of time.
Yeah.
Do you, in your opinion, what do you think is what attracts people to this? Like, is it the looks of it? Is it the sound? Or is it a mix of both?
Well, I had different story about this, and then I have funny story, and I have a story really like
Tell me the funny story.
emotions one. So the funny story once, in Dubai we have the food festival.
Yes.
So once upon a time, I'm having the handpan, I'm preparing, etc. People start to come, and
Oh my God.
you got it. And then people just start to sit and watching, and then
No way.
I thought, okay,
No
that's
way.
so nice.
Yeah,
People start to arrive and
Oh God.
to see that,
This is
and
funny.
then they said, "Chef, what do you want to cook for us today?" I was like, "What?"
You're kidding.
Just thought I'm a chef because it looks like
Yes, yes. It looks like he's gonna
the
like
bread thing.
ايش يقولوا تقلي شيء اي صاج مثلا, you know, like
Saj,
صاج, a little bit of صاج.
But
Yo,
it's like
that's
unique Saj.
crazy. That is insane. So what was your reaction?
Yeah, it took me like a second to know what I need to answer. It was like, actually, this is a music instruments. But,
Yeah,
some people understand. They don't see it the first time they see that. And then for the mind, like literally look, I start to look at it, it's like exactly look like a side,
Yes.
but with some different design,
This is a funny story. This is really a funny story. Does this still happen till now? Kidun?
Not.
خلاص.
For now, no.
No, because I would think that people have seen
Yeah.
a funny story. What's an emotional story you were saying?
Sometimes, like in my performance, I play different genre. As I say, like I have an open genre in my music, so I can see the people reactions. Sometimes when I play like something fast, I feel it's okay. When I start to play something really like emotional,
Healing.
they start to feel like really healing, and they start to feel, oh, people watch, thinking, they're trying to understand the instrument. This is how it works. So.
Does it get you emotional? Like,
Yes.
do you, by meaning, the question is, obviously you feel passionate about what you're playing. The question here is difficult because you're an instrumental player, right? Like you're not
Yes.
singing yet, according to what I know, right? You're not singing yet.
No.
Okay. So for a lot of people, for a lot of musicians I speak to, sometimes they tell me we reach a level where I'm just playing for the job and it gets like, it's like automatic.
Yeah.
And they disconnect from the instrument and they're just playing. I think with this instrument you're not able to do that because you have to feel connected somehow, you know?
Yes, actually, I never play only for the money. I play because for me, honestly, the quality bring the money, not the money bring you the quality.
That's a big round of applause right here. Nice.
And really, like for me, it's like when I want to play, I want to send a message in the music. This is the most important. It's like,
What's the message?
the message about is like sometimes the energy, what you play, what you're feeling that moment. As I said, we have every day different like body changes, which is like sometimes you'll be happy, you wake up, sometimes you wake up sudden, there is no reason. You'll be the energy of the earth sometimes, but this is how you connect. It's like that's normal life, which we live it every day. And then this comes the creating the music. So the music when I play is a story. Each track you are playing is a story through the notes. It's like you talk about sometimes the life, sometimes you talk about the space, about to be appreciations of like what you have, to appreciate the family.
Be grateful, correct.
Everything to be grateful around, yes.
I think the cool thing about you as well is that, ladies and gentlemen, we're still kind of scratching the surface with Kdun because he worked on his own music as well. So it's not only the handpan, he's actually composed, got like a oud player, I don't know, a saxophone player or a flute player, or like, and he put like tracks together, which is really amazing. Before I hear you play something, my question to you is, what is the main challenge when someone asks you as Kdun to come and play solo? Like, how is the solo performance for you? Do you have backing tracks when you're playing, or you're just playing that sound? To take me through that.
Okay, this is always, I call it as a challenge. First, why challenge? Because sometimes it's about what comes to your mind and you need to be creative. A lot of handpan players tell them to be creative in the moment. It's a nature, it's a gift actually first. Second, it's how you build that gift, how to make it more
Are you saying you freestyle a lot? Like, would you freestyle a lot?
Sometimes I freestyle. Sometimes I have like my music, of course I know the music, and for the freestyle I freestyle.
But when they tell you to perform solo,
can freestyle.
How is the solo performance for you? Like, is it accompanied by backing track? Is it only this?
Usually, like solo, when I go only solo, sometimes I play actually with the iPad, and then I create my loops so I can give more emotions.
That's right.
Sometimes, like if you have like for something for nature or like meditation or yoga, so it's nice to be solo,
Yes.
because it's about more.
Correct.
But I start to create, as I said before, it's like I try to put the digital with the handpan to be together.
Man.
So
Th-
you can
this-
perform.
Yeah, this has always been your vibe in terms of like, you know, always making, because okay, I know a couple that play, for example, Qanun. I know a friend of mine, Nagam, I'm sure you know Nagam
Yes.
Dabin. And she's always saying, I want to kind of modernize the Qanun. I don't want it to be like to be seen as an old instrument and stuff like that. Anyway, there's a lot of discussion about that. With this one, you keep saying you want to kind of mix always this and that together. Has that always been something on your mind?
Yes, actually, my first album is called City Vibes.
Yeah.
Why named City Vibes? It comes to my mind, first of all, the handpan sounds like, when I look at it, I felt it like, you know, people talk about the chakras and talk about that. It's like, okay, this is 9 chakras, like, or like, okay. And then I said, okay, we live in a country and in the city like Dubai, which is a lot of nationalities.
Correct.
Which is a lot of vibes in different cities,
Fact.
in one city.
Yeah.
And they start to create a music. So in my first album, you will find singers from like different nationalities,
Nice.
Indian, Spanish, and you find English and emotions of instrumental and rap. And I put all together, it's about the vibes of the cities and how we live, you know.
Wow.
So this was the first album idea, you know. It's about emotion. I create the frame. Tell me your feelings inside here. And then they
Wow.
start everyone input. And then we start, of course, tell them what about this, what about that. But in the end, we create a music. And this was it's really challenge. We're talking about 18 artists in this album.
Wow.
From cello to violin to
When was this
singers.
released, the album?
This was 2019.
19.
Yes.
Cool. So cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we are with Kdun Albaz right here, episode number 47 of Catch a Vibe. New week, new energy, new vibes. And this is why I love this show, because I know Kdun or Khdun, you know, right here for like 5 years. And I think this is the longest conversation we've had, which is just, it's a shame, but also that's why I love Catch a Vibe. Kdun, before we go to a break and actually play one of your records, which is The Truth, I want you to play something for us, if you don't mind. Anything that you have, and tell me what you're about to play.
Okay, so we played before something like kind of mid vibes. Now we're gonna do something a bit fast. Let's say you can feel it kind of Celtic style, let's
Ooh,
say.
Celtic.
You will feel it this kind of,
Let's go.
but this kind of
Okay.
energy. So let's
Okay.
see how it's gonna sound like.
Okay. Let's go.
All right.
This is Kdun Albaz, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Pulse 95. Oh my God. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, watching this is oh God. Oh. What? No, seriously, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
You see, again, I don't know. Okay, so before we hear actually the truth by you, there's a sense I felt it's empowering. I felt at that one point it was like empowering. I don't know. So, right? Like that's how I
Yeah,
felt.
So you just give you like, you just feel like the energy of it and how you go smooth and how just to give you the harmonies and how you get emotional and how you get like aggressive with the notes and then how to build the chords, we call it, like with the handpans, and then
Yeah.
so you build everything depends on the feelings, and then you do the story. So you create the story and the emotions.
But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. You do the story, and this is why this instrument is really cool, and the way Kdun plays it, so talented. We're actually gonna hear The Truth right now. Tell me about this record. Does it mean anything to you?
The truth, actually, it's about, we face a lot of things in life. And then in our life, when we face it, we need to be like, sometimes people are afraid to say the truth.
Facts.
And why not to say it? And then it's come to my mind, okay, I'm going to say it by my language, which is the music.
Nice.
So in the way between the oud, the handpan, and you start to get the aggressive notes in the backgrounds, and then you create the beats. So.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, from his album, Sunrise on Mars, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, Sunrise on Mars. But you can tell already, I'm going to make you enjoy this, The Truth. We are with the artist, of course, Kdun Albaz, who's a percussionist, drummer, a handpan artist, but most importantly, I think, an incredible human being. Keep it locked, do not go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Pulse 95 Radio, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Catch a Vibe, hosted by myself, Big Hass, and it's actually our 47th episode. I'm with Kdun Albaz, who is a handpan artist. He's somebody who's, I think, really made a lot of people appreciate the instrument, especially the ones who are in the UAE. Somebody who's been working really hard. And yeah, he's with us. Kdun, when did you officially start playing the handpan?
Well, actually, as I said, when I just discovered it, so it was 2007.
2007. So
Yes,
from
2008 when I received the instruments.
Okay.
At that time. And, just like when you have it, but still not going for the general or for the honest, to myself, to understand, to make sure what I'm doing, to discover the things. And then, in 2009, a bit I went to the NBC channel. When I went to, it's like a bit.
It was like the morning show, صح?
Yeah.
صباح الخير يا عرب.
Yeah, and then I was not really still based in Dubai yet. I was like going back and forth. And then I more like officially start from 2010.
Okay.
But since that time,
Okay.
more and more.
All right. I want to talk about your own original music. So obviously you started, playing this instrument. You started playing around, gigging around. When did you start? Okay, you know what? I want to compose. I want to release my own. I want to start collaborating with other musicians. Like here, we can hear this beautiful oud.
Yes.
When did that start?
I have it actually inside in my heart. So when I used to be playing drums, I get some inspirations from the Middle East first. So basically, I work with Tariq and Nasser group.
Of course.
So he was a very great composer in Jordan, and he's created a lot of soundtracks.
Yeah.
And then I went to meet some people actually in Jordan, and they're from Lebanon. And I went with the group Ziad Rahbani actually.
What?
Yes, in the studios, and then I was meeting the people.
No, wait. You met Ziad or la?
The group of Ziad.
The group of Ziad.
Yes, which is the
Well,
artist.
ladies and gentlemen, Ziad Rahbani is just one of the most legendary composers, artists of all time, I think. Like Arab, non-Arab. He's from Lebanon, but he's like a legend.
He is, and this is the things, is get some inspirations how the people work with Ziad, and how it is kind, and then when I went to the studio, and then start you feel yourself like, oh my God, what I'm doing, like you need to learn more, like wake up, and then you just go more deep to your soul, and then start, okay, but you look all this legend around you, and then you feel it's like, okay, I need to do something. Even to myself, I feel like at least step forward.
Wow.
But helps me a lot. Actually, when I used to go to studio in Tariq Nasser in Jordan, so actually how he do the practice, how we prepare for the shows, 35 musicians in the streets, and then imagine like this is like in so many like things. So, and from that time I start to create. I tried in the guitar, I tried in the piano, but I feel not strong enough because I have a lot of people, they are composing in the piano and the guitar.
Yeah.
Till come the time, the handpan. When the handpan comes, start to feel more and more, it's like, okay, I need to do, now I can create something unique.
Yeah.
People, you know who's Kdun. It's like, okay, my signature.
Kdun Albaz style. But you can see, for example, in the background, this is also one of your records, Deep Space. you can see. Wow, how is he gonna put the handpan here? This is like a oh. Yeah, you answered me right away. Woo! Yeah, that's a good vibe. I like those. What would you say this is? Is under like there's a.
This is kind of like the genre is like, you know, that's why always I call it open genre, because the music, for example, this idea was connect between the space and the earth, and then sometimes you feel kind of electro voices. So it's like, even I don't sing, but I put some electro auto tunes to make it something to be connected, like this vibes.
That is cool. Well, usually when you're like composing, are you home? You have a studio? Where does that happen?
Actually, I have my home studio.
Okay.
And then I just to like put the music. You know, you need come this inspiration that moment, and then you start to create a song, and then how you want to build it, how you want to add here and there, and then at some point you feel like just come. The deep space is about to get really deep. You know.
Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. This is Kdun Albaz. I'm telling you. Oh, this is you?
Yeah.
I think. You know what's interesting about you, Kdun, and it's nice what you said about like there's no specific, you know, genre. There's no, you can't like pinpoint. You can't, you know, which is really cool. I love that, but also it's the diversity. This is still from the same album, Sunrise on Mars. Can I talk about the artwork real quick? Because I really like the artwork.
Yes.
You were like, this is the artwork. Obviously, it's you. And what? Is this Mars that you're playing on?
Well, actually, the art is connecting, yes, because for me, the second album was connected with Sunrise on Mars.
Correct.
So Sunrise on Mars is like about the future and how the humans thinking these days. So I put the handpan as a Mars. So like,
yes.
So this is how.
And
like,
the Earth is next to it.
Yes. So all the picture and the photo shoot was all connecting my pictures as like I'm in Mars, or I'm walking in Mars. Wow. And the video, I make like animations, like I left the Earth and then I went directly to Mars to start a new life there. So it's kind of things like.
I'm intrigued. What does like your close friends think about the art that you do? Like the ones that they're close, like very close to you. Do they understand it?
Never.
I was gonna say that. It's like the handpan guy. He came.
So sometimes like some artists that we never understand you, like how you think in the music, but it's like okay, we will.
But you're our friend. We support you.
Yes.
That's funny. Okay, what about family?
Family actually always look. I guess when they start to feel like you're having the success of what you love, you do. They start to feel like
start making money from it.
Yes, and they say, okay, as you are happy, we support you. Yeah. You know, the things like my family are really, really good in this. Like they only worry, but when you start to feel like you are happy, you start doing the things, and then they said, okay, so we leave you to do it.
You said that you were studied in America for a bit. Which state?
Actually, Ohio, Cincinnati.
Nice.
So I have a part of the family is there, which is my brothers, and then actually it was like trying to explore more and more about the music and about the life and the U.S. life. And then because of the family between the U.S. and Jordan, so I was back and forth. Mm-hmm. But then I said I have actually also a part of the family in UAE, in Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
My sister there. So that's why I'm trying to choose which country to be in the end. So I just
and we're lucky to have you right here.
Yes. So then I just felt it UAE. So I'm so happy.
But what a guy, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting. I mean, seriously, it's. What's the biggest misconception about what you do? Meaning, you understand my question?
Yes,
meaning for example, without saying any names, one time I think I was attending something that you did in what was that in Jumeirah Park something? What was it? It's like a cool street park something. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, you were performing, and I was with friends of mine, and they said something interesting. They said that, oh yeah, it's like Buddha bar kind of situation. The vibe is like that. I'm like, I don't know if it's like that. I don't know. So like that's what I mean by the biggest misconception about what you do.
So basically the music I do connecting to lounge. Okay, you can feel a bit of like a Cafe Del Mar, Buddha bar, but as I said, open genre. Like for that, I have different music, which
Different
is
style.
different style, which is
Okay.
connecting to that
Okay.
theme and vibes. For me, to my original, always different. Like, because for me, music, I love music. Means there is no, I love hip hop, I love rap, I love rock, I like all type of music because this is emotions. And each of these artists, they're creating emotions and they're creating music.
Yeah.
And this is how I start to feel, okay, so why
No.
not to create?
But you know what's interesting is like, for example, you'd see like a wedding sometime. In a wedding, they would get a percussionist, like somebody who's like
Yes.
a percussion, right? But this is, you said, it's under percussion,
Yes.
percussion, in terms of like the handpan. And I think people don't understand sometimes, the difference. I'm like, I see the difference.
Yeah, true. Some clients, for example, come to me, okay, what is this now? How we can, okay, we need it for the wedding. Okay, can you explain what you need?
Yes.
And then, of course, the experience, you know your answer and you know what tools you have. So usually I listen to myself, not to the clients, because
Okay.
at the end of the day, I want to give them something nice.
100%.
Because
Especially if it's the wedding.
Exactly.
Like,
In the wedding. So like, okay, if you want this, it's going to be good. For example, in a time intro, for example,
Yes.
it could be nice. For example, when you have like, in between, sometimes they have a break or like changing.
Yes.
It's
While
gonna
they're
be
taking
nice.
some photo shoots, maybe, or
Yes,
something like that.
etc. So this is how you can create something.
This guy is interesting. I'm telling you guys. You played weddings before?
Actually, yes. In India, I played some weddings
What?
in India, in Maldives, and mostly in Dubai. Yeah, too. Also for it was Indian weddings in UAE.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are with Kdun Albaz. We're about to listen to Bloody Mary. Is there a story with Bloody Mary?
Well, yes. Actually, Bloody Mary's story. I do covers.
Okay.
So the cover song.
That's the cover, correct.
This is the cover. So basically, the cover songs I like to do usually different taste, but the same vibes. And then a lot of people they say handpan covers. I mean, there used to be a singing or like a violin or a guitar solo,
Yeah.
but handpan doesn't sound. And then I create. Okay, I want to make it more interesting. So I put also kanun on it.
Oh, wow.
So it was a kanun with handpan with the same vibes. So you can have a listen.
Yeah. I mean, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bloody Mary. Ooh, yeah. Woo! Kdun, ladies and gentlemen. Kdun Albaz. Bloody Mary. We're going to be right back. Keep it locked. Do not go anywhere. It's Pulse 95 Radio with a vibe. Let's go.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95. Pulse.
Pulse 95 Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Big Hass right here on, of course, Catch a Vibe. And, I mean, we're reaching towards the end of our, obviously, episode and guest today, Kdun Albaz, who is, from Jordan, based here in the UAE, Handpan Artist. I mean, this is incredible in terms of the production. All the music that you heard so far in this interview, all the music, even the ones I'm talking on, is done by him, which is just, I find that incredible. This is Euphoria on his album, of course, Sunrise on Mars, which you can find on all streaming platforms. Kdun, it says here something interesting. It says that you're the first to create a new and exciting genre in music called vegan.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Actually, this was a funny story.
Okay.
So people, and just like I make it as a story, it's like, okay, people, vegan, organic, and organic house, and
Aywa.
organic vibes. And then I said, okay, as my genre never maybe understand it, so okay, I will call it vegan. So it's kind of like a fun, but it's like, then some people, they really, it's like vegan, and then to start
It gave him
questioning,
curiosity,
like,
yeah.
just I get a name, but it's not like as an official name. It's like I call it as a vegan because, like, a lot of questions comes. I don't know what I need to call it, to be honest. And then it's like the handpan is like nature. It's like okay, and then people react in the story of the handpan like that means you don't eat meat. And it's like, no, I eat meat still. I'm doing
That's
so.
insane. I
So,
get it.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, then I call it this as the piece of vegan then. So it's like, and then I start to play it in different ways to
Yeah.
like to understand.
It's interesting. I think it's part of part of also great marketing. I think because
exactly.
it's really cool. From 2010 till now, how would you say that Kdun Albaz has evolved? What has been your evolution?
Oh, that's like, to be honest, first of all, as I say, when I do the music first, or like when I start the feelings, like I do it first things to myself, okay, which is to be thankful and to be appreciate what exactly you have. So, and then I said, I'm gonna do it, and then the reaction or the result, you know, this is gonna be really like gift from Allah. It's like whatever's gonna comes, just I will be appreciated. And I have a message to this life, as people have, everyone in this earth, to send it. And I send with appreciations. What the result is, it says the sex of the universe, what's it gonna give me. So it's how I work on.
Wow. So when I ask you about evolution, you'd say your evolution is what? You understanding this concept more?
Yes.
Like when you say evolution, how did you evolve?
Yes. Yeah. This is like the things like, I don't know how exactly to explain it, like in details, like.
Like I'm sure, for example, you got better at playing this. Like you became much more comfortable playing it. But what you said about the emotional element of it is very interesting.
Yes, because this is how it's grow. You know, it's like because it's about practice. It's like also discipline. It's about how you just keep going. You know, so by the time it comes, just like, you know, it's just you feel that people know you more. It's like how your attitude to the human beings around you as well is very important, you know? It's like when you're playing these instruments or any instrument or any kind of music, it's like you are an artist.
Correct.
So you need to be, if you send like a nice message and to be kind with the people, you know?
100%.
Even if they are aggressive. It's like if sometimes they come with a really shouting, or sometimes the looks like, hi, how are you? The first question is like, chill, we can talk, and then we can go again.
I love that. There's a lot of things that are cool about you, and this is one of them. Like, I get it. What would you say is the most challenging thing that you've done so far, like, or maybe experienced so far? And did you ever get close to leaving this? Like, I can't do this anymore, I'm done.
Actually, every time I get more and more closer to this. It's like, and because for me, music, or like in this our life generations now, the technology is too much. And you know, every day we're learning. I can't stop like to say I'm learning. Like, you know, it's like every day it's something new to learn.
Correct.
Like some people, like,
is that a good thing?
Of course, good thing to learn, because we educate ourselves how to deal with the hands, or to play, and what you need to give something, you know. And this is, I call it education, self-love, self-education, which is when you learn it, you can give it to others. So in the music.
Correct.
So yeah, and this is how like connecting to me.
So cool. What's the before we hear you play something as well to end the show, what's the ultimate dream here for Kdun? Like, what is it? You know, you've seen, for example, stand-up comedians. They would say, "Yo, I want to do a Netflix special." You know, like I want to sell out a stadium. For an artist, is, I don't know, playing at a certain place. For you as Kdun Albaz, what's the ultimate dream here? What's the goal?
Well, always I say, like, my goal to send a really good message with my music, which is to people to have something called appreciation. And second things, always I never think, I have to be the top star. Even every time I grow, I be more thankful. So every time I grow up, I feel like more down to earth, like just to be more thankful. So basically, always say this message for the music I do is like to send a message. And if I grow more and more and more, so that's mean people that are understanding the message. So.
I mean, listen, I love that, but I'm going to push further. Let's say, like, for example, you know, it could be a tour, but I know that you think between you and yourself. It could be like a new album. We were talking about a new song. What's the goal from now till, let's say, we're approaching the end of the year, next year, let's say, in the next 2 years? What's the goal?
So let's say the goal, first, actually, I want to grow the band. Let's say I have my band, which is called Sahra.
Sahra.
Yeah.
Which means like, Sahra means like evening. Like it's evening.
He's
late evening.
He is kind of, but see in Arabic, Sahra.
Sahra.
Yeah.
Sahra.
But see in English, because of it, Sahra. It's because, but see, Sahra means...
Sahra, desert.
Desert.
Nice.
Because everybody say Sahara.
Correct.
But I wanted Sahra in specific, because not to be like...
I love this guy. That's nice. I'm not a big fan of the Sahara, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
Sahara, it's the whole earth, Sahara.
Yes.
This is the main word, because the band actually in different nationalities.
And is this band consistent? It's always with you?
Always with me.
Who are they?
I have saxophone, you know him, Vitali.
Vitali.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in the show soon.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Vitali.
He's really humble, and he's a very nice person. I have Willies in the keys.
Willies on the keys. Oh.
So he's very, very good.
Okay.
My drummer, he's the most humble, really really person, but he's based in Nigeria actually.
Who's he?
Actually, he was in a little time in Dubai.
Oh, bless him. But he's Nigerian.
He's Nigerian.
Incredible. And he's based between Nigeria and the UAE.
No, actually in Nigeria.
Oh, he's in Nigeria.
Yeah, so when I just bring him,
He
but
just
he
comes in.
is another level.
Oh man, I can't wait.
He's like
So you have a drummer, you have a saxophonist,
keys,
keys,
and I have
handpan artist, this guy called Kdun.
and then we have a guitarist. The
Guitarist.
guitarist over the time like changes, like
Okay.
not like specific. And
Wow.
I'm thinking to add the bassist because actually Willis he played the bass and the keys because
So very intriguing. How is the band gonna sound like? You can play these things? Like what's the
yes.
wow.
This we do it, but we do it kind of I call it Sahara funk.
Yeah.
So we do the same music what you are listening as a funk vibes.
Oh, wow.
So we change the whole things as a funky,
Oh
and
man.
it's like you can get this vibes. and
This
stuff
this is
and-
really cool.
yeah.
Where can people follow you? Like what's your social media?
It's the same. Kdun Albaz. All my social media.
Kdun Albaz. Are you friends with social media? You like it?
To be honest, I'm trying.
I hear you. Okay. Kdun, you have this beautiful instrument right here. I want you to end the show with whatever you want. And thank you so much for coming through. Any last words
it's my
you'd like to say?
pleasure.
Any last words? Go ahead.
I want to say really thank you so
Thank you,
much
my
for
brother.
having me here again. It was my pleasure, really.
I can't wait to have you again.
Actually, I have a song that's going to be released in max in 2 weeks. It's a cover song actually for Coldplay. It's called
Ooh.
Hyman. So
So I gotta ask you this in front of everybody. You gotta send that to me. We have to play it on the show.
yes,
We're
for
playing
sure.
on the
I will
radio.
share it with you.
I can't
That's
wait.
for
That's
sure.
beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was of course Kdun Albaz, and he's gonna actually end our episode tonight, episode number 47 with a piece. Do you know what you're gonna play, or are you gonna freestyle it?
I'm gonna now just kind of feelings and freestyle so they can get another vibes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I feel. Take it away, Kdun Albaz, right here on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a vibe. Listen up. Oh wow. That's like a soundtrack. Kdun, thank you so much. Truly, truly
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
Actually, we're gonna end with Desert Land, but before we go, if somebody wants to get into handpan, what's the best way? Like, where get a handpan and start practicing?
Yes. Just
They
get
gotta
the
wait 6 months.
motions. No, now it's easy to
Yeah.
get one, not
Yeah.
like before. They have different like quality. Actually, it's like sometimes.
I would
like-
say reach out to Kdun. I'm sure he'll be able to give
Yes,
back.
So
and-
we will. I would do my best to support for sure.
Amazing, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this Desert Land by Kdun Albaz. Thank you so much, man. God bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Allah
it.
yahmeek. Beautiful, beautiful guy. Really, seriously, beautiful energy. I'm gonna make you play. I'm gonna make you hear this beautiful record, Desert Land. And again, anything that you liked tonight is available on Anghami, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Just Kdun Albaz, and just vibe. And please do me a favor. If you like this guy, reach out to him. Book him for an event. Book him for a special wedding. Book him for whatever really occasion that you have. I'm sure he's gonna create a story. That's why I love him. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night, you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a new show. Enjoy this.